Hey everyone, Mark the Guitar Guy here, and what I would love to show you today is what I was doing right there. I just made that up, but it was in a chord scale, what I call a chord scale. And it's something I actually found from Dave Matthews Band. There's a song they do called Crash. Awesome song, goes like this. Should have just played that, to be honest. And it just repeats that chord sequence. Beautiful song, go and check it out if you think that sounds nice. However, I'm going to show you the cool thing that came out of that, and it's called a chord. I call it a chord scale. We've learnt sometimes about, like for theory, things like a major scale. Well, this is a major scale in chords. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, in chords, but in the key of E. So any song that you've got that's in the key of E, E major, these chords will work and you'll be able to use. So what I'm going to do is go through and do each of those chords one by one, and then I'm going to explain how I do each of those chords and what they are. It's pretty intense, but you can use any of those chords in any order and it just sounds awesome. For example, and there's not much going on with my left hand. It's all very subtle. They're not simple chords to play, like really simple, but there's not much going on. Like a lot of people look and they hear all this music changing, but it's a lot of subtle changes in the left hand. So, first chord, E. So normal E major. The way we're going to play that, actually I'll come back to that, I'll go through the chords first. There's an E, there's an F sharp minor, there's a G sharp minor, an A B, a C sharp minor, and if you want to get really clever, there's also an on bass chord, which is a B with a D sharp bass, and then you're back to the E chord. Okay, so that's the chord scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Sorry. If you're clever, you can hear that do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do going on in there. So that chord progression, or that little group of chords, is a chord scale. And all of those chords work together beautifully. So you can chop and change between any of those chords and you'll sound amazing, just like we did with our soloing. So I'm going to show you how to do all those chords. So, and I'm not going to put any graphics up for this. You're going to have to write this stuff down if you want to get to come to grips with how to do this chord, because there's quite a few things in it that are happening. They're very subtle, and if you write those out, it'll help you a lot. So if you really like the sound of it, don't go and pester me. Can you put some graphics up so I can see the... Don't be so lazy. Get a bit of paper and just write this stuff down, all right? So here we go. Starting from the first chord, the E. Now, I call it a droning E. We've got, from the top string, 0, 2, 2. So that's done with one finger, flattening. And then the little finger's going to do a 4, and then we've got 2 zeros. By the way, the last, pretty much the little finger stays there throughout all these notes. So that little finger doesn't really move a lot. And the last two notes are just zeros, 0, 0. So once again, 0, 2, 2, 4, 0, 0. And you've got that nice droning E. It's got a lovely sort of almost a bagpipe, sort of a Highland feel about it. Lovely chord, I love that chord. The next chord we're going to do is a little bit different. It's an F sharp minor. I call it an F sharp minor open because we use some open strings. A traditional F sharp minor is this, but we do it with some open strings ringing. Now the notes for that, 2, then we've got a nothing, like a muted string on the next string. Then we've got 2, 2, then 0, 0. So it's 2, mute, 2, 2, 0, 0. And the way I'm playing that, first finger on the top string, and it's muting naturally the string from the top. String from the top. And then the second and third fingers doing the middle two strings. So if I played each note, you'd hear that next string being muted. But that's the only one that's a little bit odd compared to the rest of it in the scale. So we've got an E, and we've got an F sharp minor. Then we're going to rechange our position, so our little finger's back in our position on the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and our first finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. I think I said that right. And our 3rd finger is going to be on the 4th fret of the top string, which is the 6th string, and that's naturally going to mute the string below. So the notes for that will be, so this is our A flat minor. This one is, it's going to be 4th fret, mute, 2nd fret, 4th fret, 0, 0. So that's 4, mute, 2, 4, 0, 0, if you're looking at tab. So those first three chords, E, now that's a good idea to just go through F sharp minor, and then your G sharp minor or your A flat minor, depending on what you want to call it. Okay, next chord is really simple, okay, really simple, and it's an A. Now the notes for that, we don't play the top strings, there's nothing there. We're going to go 0, 2, 4, 0, 0. Lovely droning chord once again. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0. I'm using my first and fourth finger to do that. And the next chord is a B. So that's going to be from the same string, so nothing on the top string. It's going to be 2, 4, 4, 0, 0. 2, 4, 4, 0, 0. And you can see my shape there. It basically looks like a B minor, but I'm not barring it and I haven't got the extra note. There's two open strings at the bottom. Okay, the next note, which is really important, next chord is really important, C sharp minor. So all we do is lift our third finger up to the C sharp note, which is the 4th fret, and our first finger is just simply in the same position, back on the 2nd fret. So let's go through that. Nothing on the top string. 4, 2, 4, 0, 0. 4, 2, 4, 0, 0. Lovely chord, C sharp minor. Okay, if we go through all our chords up into that point, so we've got E, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, an A, and then a B, and a C sharp minor. Okay, and at this stage we've got most of the chords we use, except for the on bass chord, which is the last one. First finger's just going to move up to the 4th fret to cover the 3 strings, basically 3 strings in a bar. And our third finger is going to go and play the 6th fret note on the 5th string. So from the top, nothing on the top string, the notes for that will be 6, 4, 4, 4. So this one's a little bit different again. It's just so we've got all the notes, all the chords in our scale. So you have got the whole lot. We're only going to use a few of them to make the chords, the song sound great, but it's nice to know them all. Okay, so that last one's a bit different. We don't play anything on the bottom string, or if you want to get clever, you can move a finger up and have the bottom strings ringing, but it sounds a bit bizarre by itself. It's the weird one. It's the odd one of the family. It's the one in the family that's a bit weird, probably what you are. So let's go through that again. So we've got an E, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, yes, that's right, A, to check whether I knew that right, B, C sharp minor, then we've got the on bass chord, which is a B with a D sharp, and then we're back to the E, okay? Lots of stuff there. So go through, write down each of those again, rewind this and go over and over and over it, making sure you've got the right notes, you've got the chords sounding reasonably nice with the strings ringing, and the fingers right with your left hand. Now when you do this for the first time, I'm warning you, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot when you first do it, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it just to persevere. Your fingers will strengthen up. They'll get used to this, the way we play that, especially your little finger, because it's holding that same note for so long. Now if it is hurting, just relax your fingers for a moment and then go back on again, and just continually do that. You should be fine. It'll still hurt, it'll still be uncomfortable for a little bit, but do persevere, because man, it sounds amazing. And then you can do anything. I'm just going to muck around for a little bit now to finish off with, just to show you all the different ways we can do some cool stuff with that, with those shapes, because they just sound so nice. Okay. Or something different again. Once again, I'm just changing the feel. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm making stuff up as I go, and it just sounds super cool. You can write 20 songs a day using that. And if you want to be really clever and you want to change the key and do something, say in G major, so we're in E major at the moment because there's that E, you could just chuck a capo, very flash, chuck a capo on the 3rd fret, and all of a sudden, using the same shapes but with a capo on the 3rd fret, you're now in the key of G. So now all the notes, all the chords of a G major, you have access to. All that sounds pretty full on, and maybe some of the theory stuff might be full on, but that's okay, you'll be fine. Just stick with me, we'll get there all right. Now, if you like the way I teach, if you like my style, hopefully you do at this stage in the video, you've watched this much of it, then please subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, and do go and check out jamarama.com, and you can get access to all the stuff that I do. And if you want to get in contact with me personally, that's the best way to do it, through jamarama.com. Otherwise, happy jamming with your E chords, and we'll see you again another time.